Welcome back to Red Devils Report. Manchester United are quietly preparing for their biggest midfield move in a decade. Not a loan, not a stopgap, not a short-term fix. A £100 million midfielder and described internally as ideal for Ruben Amorim. Personal terms already discussed. And now here's the key detail. Bayern Munich believe this player is heading to Old Trafford. Today we're breaking down why Manchester United are obsessed with Carlos Baleba, what Fabrizio Romano has just confirmed, why Bayern have stepped back, and why this deal could smash United's transfer record. Let's get into it. Forget the noise around attackers. If you speak to people close to the club, the message is clear. Manchester United's rebuild lives or dies in midfield. Right now, Casemiro is ageing. Eriksen is transitional. Mount is injury uncertain. And even Kobbie Mainoo, as brilliant as he is, cannot carry a midfield alone. United's hierarchy and Ruben Amorim are aligned on one thing. Any midfielder signed must be elite, long-term and system-defining. No loans, no compromises. That's why three names dominate every internal discussion. Carlos Baleba, Adam Wharton, Elliot Anderson. And among them, Baleba is viewed as something different. This story only matters because of who confirmed it, Fabrizio Romano. Romano has revealed that Manchester United have never stopped discussing Carlos Baleba internally, not since last summer. In fact, he confirmed something massive. Personal terms were already agreed last summer. Let that sink in. United didn't just scout Baleba. They didn't just admire him. They went deep enough to agree terms with the player. Romano said, Man United, I can guarantee, have not stopped discussing Carlos Baleba internally. He is still seen as an ideal solution by Ruben Amorim and the club. That word matters. Ideal, not optional, not one of many. Ideal. Carlos Baleba is not flashy, and that's exactly why elite clubs love him. He is physically dominant, positionally disciplined, aggressive in duels, comfortable receiving under pressure. At Brighton, he plays the role modern managers crave, the chaos controller. He breaks transitions, he eats ground, he protects defenders, he allows creators to breathe. In Amorim's system, Baleba would be the midfield anchor, the defensive stabiliser, the tempo enforcer. He is the player that makes systems work. That's why United see him as foundational, not complementary. Brighton value Carlos Baleba at £100 million. Yes, 100 million. That would smash United's transfer record, surpass the Paul Pogba deal, send shockwaves across the league. So why are United still pushing? Because this is not a gamble in their eyes. This is Premier League proven, 21 years old, built for physical leagues, system ready. United don't see £100 million. They see a 7 to 10 year midfield cornerstone, leadership potential, a player who grows with Mainoo. This is a structural signing, not a headline one. This is where the story turns serious. There were real rumours about Bayern Munich in December. Normally, when Bayern enter a race, prices inflate, deals accelerate, clubs panic. But Romano poured cold water on it. He confirmed, Bayern are not working on a deal for Baleba. They feel the player wants to stay in England and last summer wanted to go to Man United. That's massive. Bayern aren't backing out due to money. They're backing out because the player's preference is clear. And when Bayern believe a player is leaning elsewhere, they step away. That tells you everything. Romano was clear, January is unlikely. Brighton do not sell mid-season unless replacement is secured, price is fully met, timing suits them. But here's the key detail. Manchester United remain in constant contact, not monitoring, not waiting, contact. This means the deal is warm, the player is engaged. United are ready to move the moment Brighton open the door. This is a loaded gun transfer. It fires when Brighton blink. This story tells you one thing above all else. Manchester United are planning properly again. They're not reacting. They're not chasing hype. They're not panicking. They identified Baleba, agreed personal terms, maintained contact, waited patiently, and now even Bayern believe he's heading to Old Trafford. If United land Carlos Baleba, it's not just a signing, it's a declaration of intent. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like and subscribe for daily Man United transfer intelligence, and let me know in the comments. Would you pay £100 million for Carlos Baleba, or should United prioritise Wharton or Anderson instead? In other news, Manchester United are not just watching the January transfer market anymore. They're positioning themselves to strike. Personal terms discussed. A £65 million release clause. Liverpool, Manchester City and Tottenham all circling. But right now, Manchester United are in pole position to sign a player described by his own teammate as world class. Antoine Semenyo, Bournemouth's star man, and potentially Ruben Amorim's next statement signing. Today we're breaking down why United have moved ahead of their rivals, what Fabrizio Romano has confirmed, why Semenyo prefers Old Trafford, and whether this could be the deal that finally convinces everyone that United are back. Let's get into it. Antoine Semenyo's rise hasn't been quiet, but it has been underestimated. At Bournemouth, he isn't just another winger. He is the focal point of their attack. This season alone, 7 goals, 3 assists in just 15 Premier League appearances. And last season, 13 goals, 7 assists across all competitions. But numbers only tell half the story. What clubs are really obsessed with is how Semenyo plays. He's powerful, explosive over short distances, comfortable off both wings, strong enough to play through contact, and crucially, ruthless in transition. In a Premier League where space is shrinking, Semenyo thrives where others disappear. That's why Liverpool called in November. That's why Manchester City have now made contact. And that's exactly why Manchester United have moved fast. This isn't guesswork. This isn't social media noise. This comes straight from Fabrizio Romano. Romano confirmed that Manchester United and Manchester City have both made phone calls to understand the situation around Semenyo. Not agents whispering, not intermediaries, direct contact. Romano said from Monday to Tuesday, calls took place from Manchester United and Manchester City to understand the situation of Semenyo. And then came the key line. More than money, more than financial fair play, it's the player who is deciding. That sentence matters. Because United know the release clause. £65 million. Non-negotiable. This deal isn't about haggling. It's about convincing the player. And right now, United are doing exactly that. According to The Independent, Manchester United are now ahead of the pack. Not level, not competing, ahead. Personal terms have already been discussed. That is massive. Because when personal terms enter the conversation, it means the player is open, the project has been pitched, the role has been explained, and most importantly, the player is listening. Reports indicate Semenyo favours a move to Old Trafford over Liverpool, City or Spurs. Why? Because at United, Semenyo isn't a rotation option. He's not a bench weapon. He's not depth. He's a starter. At Liverpool, he competes with Salah, Diaz, Nunez. At City, he fights Pep's rotation roulette. At Spurs, the project is still uncertain. At United, Ruben Amorim builds around him. This is where things get interesting. Ruben Amorim hasn't come to Manchester United to patch holes. He's come to reshape the squad in his image. Last summer, Sesko, Mbeumo, Kuno attack was the priority. Because United were toothless, now the focus shifts to power, aggression and verticality. Semenyo fits Amorim's system perfectly in a 3-4-3 or 3-4-2-1. He can play as a wide forward, as an inside right, or as a direct runner off the striker. He presses, he tracks back, he breaks lines. This is not a luxury signing. This is a system player. £65 million. No negotiation, no discount, no structure tricks. So, is it worth it? Here's the reality. Premier League proven, 25 years old, entering prime. No adaptation period, no resale panic, and crucially, goals from wide areas. United have missed that. For years, Semenyo doesn't need 6 chances to score. He doesn't disappear in big games. He embraces physical battles. If this deal was £40 million, it'd be a bargain. At £65 million, it's a statement, and United need statements. Imagine this front line. Sesko leading the line, and Mbeumo on one side, Semenyo on the other. Suddenly, there. Pace on both flanks, power through the middle, directness everywhere. Defenders can't sit deep, midfields can't push up. This is how you change games. Not with possession for possession's sake, but with threat. Semenyo doesn't just add goals, he adds fear. Manchester United are not messing around. Personal terms discussed, player preference leaning their way, release clause ready. This isn't hype, this is momentum. If United land Antoine Semenyo in January, it sends a message to rivals, to players, to doubters. Manchester United are building again, and this time they look serious. If United pull this off, it's more than just a signing, it's a message to Liverpool, City, Spurs and the rest of the Premier League. Make sure you subscribe because this January window is heating up fast. In other news, Manchester United aren't just chasing players anymore, they're chasing icons. Reports from Spain claim United officials met Vinicius Jr in Madrid, with Sir Jim Ratcliffe determined to make the Brazilian the club's new global icon. This isn't just a transfer rumour, this is a Galactico-level move. Let's break down what happened, why Real Madrid might sell, and whether Vinicius Jr could actually become the face of Manchester United. Just months ago, this would have sounded impossible. But now, things are changing fast. Tension with Xabi Alonso and public frustration, contract talk stalled. Salary dispute with Mbappe. Vinicius wants to be paid the same as Kylian Mbappe. Madrid say that's unfair. That disagreement has opened the door. In October's El Clasico, Vinicius was substituted and exploded, reportedly saying, "Me, coach, it's always me. I'm leaving the team." That moment changed everything. Even though he apologised, insiders say trust was damaged. Madrid do not like public defiance. Belgian journalist Sacha Tavolieri revealed, contract talks have completely broken down. Madrid are open to selling. €150 million is the starting price. With Vinicius' contract running to 2027, this summer may be Madrid's last chance to sell for full value. Spanish reports claim United held a private summit with Vinicius in Madrid. Not agents, not intermediaries, direct contact. United outlined the project, his role, his status, his commercial power. This wasn't recruitment, this was courting a superstar. This is key. Sir Jim Ratcliffe doesn't just want good players, he wants faces of the club. Wayne Rooney, Cristiano Ronaldo, Eric Cantona, Ruud van Nistelrooy. United believe Vinicius can be that guy. Commercially, sportingly, globally. Reports claim United are willing to pay the €150 million, match any salary demand, make Vinicius the highest earner. Why? Because icons pay for themselves. Shirt sales, sponsorships, global reach. Ineos want United back at football's top table. Under Ruben Amorim, Vinicius would be left-sided attacker, main outlet, offensive focal point he brings, pace, chaos, goals, star power. This would instantly elevate United's attack to elite level. Obstacles, massive fee, Madrid pride, competition from PSG and Saudi. But the fact remains, United have already made contact. That alone is huge. So Red Devils, be honest. Would you break the bank for Vinicius Jr? Is this the icon signing United need? Drop your thoughts below, like, subscribe and share.